Having an emergency fund is one of the most important pillars for achieving financial security and freedom. It works like a protective shield against life's surprises. And, let's be honest, life always finds a way to throw something unexpected at us. Imagine you're driving to work and your car suddenly breaks down, or you're faced with an unexpected medical bill, or even lose your job overnight. These situations aren't just inconvenient, they can completely disrupt your financial stability if you're not prepared. In the United States, the risk is even greater because costs like healthcare, housing, and transportation can be significantly high. A single hospital visit without proper insurance can run into thousands of dollars. A car repair, depending on the issue, can easily cost $1,500 or more. And if you rely entirely on your paycheck to cover your monthly expenses, losing your income suddenly can trigger a domino effect that leads to debt, high interest rates, and ongoing stress. That's why an emergency fund is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the difference between handling a crisis calmly or falling into panic mode. The problem is that many people don't know where to start, especially if they're already living paycheck to paycheck. But building this fund doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't need to happen overnight. With a simple plan and discipline, anyone can create this safety net. In this guide, I'll walk you through 4 practical steps, adapted to the U.S. reality, so you can start building your emergency fund today, factoring in typical American costs and the best banking options to store your money. Step 1. Assess your monthly expenses before you can figure out how much to save. It's essential to understand exactly how much you spend to maintain your basic lifestyle. Here we're talking only about essential needs, the bills you must pay to keep living and working: housing, rent, mortgage, HOA fees, maintenance, food, groceries and pantry staples, transportation, gas, public transit, car insurance, maintenance, healthcare, insurance premiums, medications, copays, utilities, electricity, water, internet, phone, mandatory payments, credit card debt, student loans, car loans. Pro tip: review your bank statements from the last 3 to 6 months to get realistic averages. Many people think they spend less than they actually do. In the U.S., financial experts generally recommend saving enough to cover 3 to 6 months of these essential expenses. That amount buys you time to get back on your feet without going into debt. Step 2. Set a savings goal now that you know your monthly spending. It's time to turn that into a clear target. If you have a stable job and few dependents, aiming for 3 months of expenses is a good start. But if you're self-employed, have variable income, or dependents who rely on your financial support, aim for 6 months. For example, monthly expenses, $2,500. 3-month goal, $7,500. 6-month goal, $15,000. If that number feels overwhelming, don't panic. Start small. An initial goal of $1,000 can act as a mini emergency fund for smaller surprises, like fixing an appliance or covering a health insurance deductible. The key is clarity and tracking. When you know exactly what you're aiming for, it's easier to stay motivated. Step 3. Automate your savings. The hardest part about saving isn't the math, it's the discipline. And the best way to stay consistent is to remove the decision from your hands. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account right after payday. This ensures you pay yourself first before spending on anything else. In the U.S., one of the best places to store your fund is in a high-yield savings account, HYSA, offered by many online banks and credit unions. These accounts pay higher interest rates while keeping your money safe and accessible. Example: earn $3,000 a month. Set up an automatic transfer of $150, 5%. By the end of the year, without even factoring in interest, you'll have $1,800 saved. The initial amount isn't as important as consistency. Even $25 a month will grow over time if you stick to it. Step 4. Keep the fund accessible, but separate. This is a crucial point many people overlook. Your fund should be easy to access in a real emergency, but protected from impulsive spending. Store it in a separate account, not linked to your everyday debit card. This creates a psychological barrier that helps you avoid tapping into it unnecessarily. And just as important, don't invest your emergency fund in risky assets like stocks, cryptocurrencies, or volatile funds. The goal here is safety and liquidity, not high returns. Building an emergency fund isn't just a financial tip, it's an act of self-care for your future. In the U.S., where unexpected expenses can be extremely costly, having this reserve can mean the difference between a temporary setback and a long-term financial crisis. Start today, even if it's with a small amount. Every dollar saved is a step toward peace of mind. Over time, you'll see that it's not just about the money, it's about the mental security it provides. Your future self will thank you, and probably sleep a lot better.